works. And there's Spawn, and here we are doing There's Other Works again. Actually, we're working on Trium. Not really working on it right now. I don't quite feel like it, but no, I do feel like it, but I don't feel like it. It's one of those weird situations. Actually feel like going to sleep, so hopefully recording this will put me to sleep. But anyway, not until I hit stop recording and probably start rendering it. But anyway, so the game's changed a lot. Not really a lot, but just picture in your mind one of the last videos you've seen of me looking at the core rules, probably one of the gameplay videos. And this is it now. It's mostly the same. It's very mostly the same, but it's completely different at the same time. And that goes for the vast majority of the game after the last gameplay video. Because what happened at the last gameplay video... don't need this up right now. What happened after the last gameplay video? Because it took so long to play, and what I liked about the recent changes was levelings felt really good, but there was a lot of things that got me thinking about scope creep. Like a lot, so we just finished eating, but yeah, like it kind of got uneasy to play. It got hard to play. Trium did, Trium did, and I'm trying to roll it back and try to wrestle with the difficulty of the game a bit. Again, I don't think it should be hard to play it, or really hard to make a character and manage, but if anything is going to be hard, it's character and manage. Because I'm okay with whipping out a calculator to manage a character, I'm not really okay with having to use a calculator to play the game. Basically today, actually I keep the keyboard on me. Basically today we are just going over the changes. Like, a lot of this has changed. This is probably its final form, aside from some more editing and more polish. There's always more polish. And yeah. Another big thing I changed, which we're going to go through the entire system and basically do a what's working right now, what needs to be improved, maybe what's going to be taken out, maybe what should be taken out, that kind of thing. But another thing I had to do, because it was making the game too hard to play, and was always the case, like, I was scared to make a character because of having to deal with tens or hundreds of experience. As you can see, the standard sword, the cheapest thing that actually worth anything in the game, again, it's standard sword, so it's the standard for a piece, is 5 XP. And a level 1 human, which is again a standard thing in Trium, is 30. It's 30 XP. There's 30 starting XP. Also, the trait points are now just 1 XP each, and only go up by like 1 every level or something like that. Actually, it should even be like that. It really should be that. This is what, and also I changed the character sheet and piece sheet. I added something. I added special. Special. Again, I'm borrowing heavily from, forgetting the Mario and Luigi games. But what special is basically concentration in D&D, except it's not. Concentration in D&D is basically you need to stay alive when using your spell for the spell to work, or another spell or something can get you unconcentrated. You drop your concentration, and then the spell stops. In Trium, special is basically that, except you build up. You either build up or you build down. It doesn't quite matter, or I guess it quite matters because there's going to be a number you're going to get. But I guess you build up to the number, and once you hit that number, you pass out, or it drops and you pass out. It doesn't really matter if you go up or down. But once you hit that number, you pass out. when you hit that number, you get KO'd, which is basically death in standard Trium play. There is also death if you wanted, but instead of Trium play, you get knocked out. So the two bars you don't want to drop to zero are health and special. And that should be even fitting if you count it up to special. You don't have to. I mean, I guess you don't have to count up for health either. You don't have to count down for health either. But yeah. So yeah, that gives you more variety in spells. Like you can have like any spell that lasts a few turns. That isn't, for example, I cast an effect on you like fire. Or cast a type effect on you like well, magical type I get. Well, it'll be element. What actually is it? Oh, what actually is it? When I cast a magic elemental type like fire, it's gonna stick, and I don't need to hold my special for that. I don't need to add to my special for that. However, if I were to use a move if I were to use a special move, or even main move, let's be honest, that lasts over a few turns, then I have to add up to my special. An example of that, we'll have to go looking for it. I don't think I actually have anything that does that right now. I could be wrong, and I don't think I really explained it very much either, to be honest. Step Ahead's been here for a while, but it might need to be removed because it's kind of outdated. No, I mean, it doesn't have to be removed, it just needs to be changed. I think I know how to change it though. For 3 AP, you can you get spend 3 AP, then you get 10 AP. Then you get 10 AP worth of moves for something in the core, for reaction to core moves. Oh, speaking of, yeah. Do I have anything that does it, that goes down with special? Or that has special as a requirement? I don't think I got that far yet. No, illusion would be it. Illusion would be one. Dude, I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I haven't got to messing with the gear. I haven't got to messing with like the majority of the system yet. I've been basically just messing with the core moves. I've also been lowering the dice needed in most stuff. Like for example, not only does, I mean, this has been a thing for a bit now. I think I might have done gameplay with this already. I don't know though, so I'm going to just go over it anyway. But another thing that's down here is as you can see, standard sword is now 5 XP. AP cost is the same, but now you only roll 3 dice instead of normal 5. And then the big boys are now now start at 5 dice for 200 sword, which is the standard for this series, which is the standard for 200 melee weapon. And then the ranged weapon, what's the longbow? Or warbow. Warbow is also 6. And you only get to the higher digits when you actually mean business. Like Giant's Bow is 7, and it's still up to 30 dice. Just to give you a ton of headroom for the later game stuff, and just having a bunch of early game stuff that's just stupid. That has that many dice, but yeah. But really, you only really need 10 d6s to play the game now, I think. At least until later levels. And if you only have one, you only need one. But anyway. So going back to what I was saying earlier, I now moved React and Ready away. I now move Ready to Basic, and all basic core moves, and I do mean this, all basic core moves have one negative AP, and all Events core moves have negative 2 AP. Stealth has been completely reworked to make it easier to play because I've always had problems with remembering what Stealth does. Not remembering what it does, I have problems taking away the extra AP. So now it's just flat out negative 2 per turn. And now you enter Stealth and normally unable to be targeted unless I use a level link. And every arc of a piece is now a back arc. Because there's now arcs, there's even stances. And there's terrain effects and everything, making the game a bit more complicated, but again, with elemental effects, it's all optional. You don't really need it. So stealth would still work, you'll still need to be targeted. Level links are pretty necessary, to be honest. But you'll be unable to be targeted unless I use a level link. Or of course, the stealth person can just run out AP. And then React is interesting. We had React in the last gameplay, which I probably should link in the description, the last gameplay that made me change all this. But React is different because turn 2 negative AP of your next turn into a level link that can be used at any time, including on an opponent's turn or without AP. So the difference between React and Ready is Ready, you turn 1 AP for 1 level link now. For React, you spend 2 AP. Oh no. Now, React, you take 2 AP from your next turn and get 2 level links. And you can't get, like, negative 1 AP because that's not how that works here. Overwatch is the same. And of course, the prices have gone really upside down. Because everything got essentially polished, or got more easier to remember. Basic move 1 AP, Advanced move 2 AP. That's not hard, or it shouldn't be. Take down bear, and this is pretty much the same. Optional rules. Oh, I'm also deleting all the roll dice. I'm also deleting all the roll extra dice because that we can have hand fast. Like, oh, you only need 30 dice to play the game. Tops. But if you have like if you're a level 1,000,000, then you won't need more dice than that. So I changed that. So everything that the only thing that should be asking you of dice are fixed amounts, or are upgraded one at a time. I mean, yes, you could be level 300. And then you'll be needing more than 30 dice probably, but even then it's going to take you a while to get there. And yeah. Also added missing. When half of the dice roll gets failures on a move, roll 1d6, and on a result of 1, 2, or 3, you miss to the left of the target. On a result of 4, 5, or 6, you miss to the right of the target. And the first piece in the line in the length of the range of the move now gets hit with all successors in the miss. Again, that's an optional rule. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. And extra combat details are just things for you to remember when in combat, such as when you're hitting how you take down the bars. Since special isn't even a thing really, you can hit special, you can add to it or subtract it, and then you can with special moves or by forcing someone to use the move or by map conditions probably. But yeah. Maybe this is the same as it's always been. You can pass and use moves through allied pieces. AP regenerates fully, so if you have 10 AP, AP does not snack. I've also messed with the term section, added some things which are needed because I've added things. Clarified some things and just generally what I've been doing is basically just for the beta. I really want it to be polished. I want this to be I want this beta to be really polished, because that's what my playtesters also want, and my sister. I want it to be extremely polished. Yes, it's a question of why not release at that point, but then again, there's playtesting, and there's content to be had. Although, I hope by the time I get into beta for real, because we technically have been in beta for the 10 last updates, but I've been in denial mode. Preview. Yeah, the last 10 updates have been all previews, and they technically all been in beta. Technically, we should be in beta 0.3.10, but oh well, it's a bit too late now. The tutorial needs to be completely redone. Completely redone because they changed so much stuff. Oh yeah. So the terms are completely good. Added the term move containers or molcans. I call it molcans because that's what I think. Let's see, MO. Or everything that hold moves in a setting appropriate way, like gear, special abilities, vehicles, really anything on top of core moves. You can play without more cans. It's just weird and broken. It is just. Okay, let's accept because I'm saying it correctly, but I didn't write it as that, and it took me a second to actually write that. Let's try this. It would just get weird / broken very quickly. Experience, could probably. Oh yeah, I did do experience because I have Volcans in there. Oh yeah, I completely redid experience. I took a lot of stuff that was very placeholder and very inspirational. These are now it is experience EXP. Oh, I have a dichotomy going on. I either have commas, I put them in the little circle things, half circles, or I have or. I gotta decide on one, shouldn't I? I think it should be. I think it should be in the little thing. What's it? In the little like that I still need, and then use commas for multiple words. Okay, these are okay. Experience EXP. I don't need these. It doesn't sound right to say out loud. Are used EXP. EXP are used for currency for both getting in-world things and more getting in-world things, comma, more cans, and to get things that increase your character's skills. That's fine. I also added the working plastic basic terms of 2 months ago there, and that really since when you look at back again. But I think it's mostly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and if people want to use it, it's fine. So it's still there. It's still kicking around, and I still think about I should delete it or not. But it's actually a pretty good system, so I don't need to get rid of it when I really don't need to. If it comes down the pages, I'll have to, but I don't think it will. Added equip and personal box and party box. Or not the same thing, for whatever reason. Stack, and then you add things like effects stack. I mean, I already added stack, as you can see. Stack means you can add things. Means you can keep adding the move. Means okay, yeah. Means you can keep using the move to add effects. Multiplying it. And this is why I bring you guys along. I honestly I'm a better editor when I'm talking to camera, not to camera, but talking anyway. Also added the various meanings of refill. Refill is just a catch-all term, means for anything. Refreshes for special, barrier is bolster, armor is repair, health is heal, AP is regain. I don't really need to do that, but I do tend to use heal and repair a lot. So those are the ones I absolutely need to have. Finally, stances and positions for right now in terms of the general terms. In terms of the general terms, stance and positions, these represent what your piece is doing in order to gain positive and negative effects for certain items to work, such as using a friend as basically a bipod, or flat out using bipods. So stand, fall, I-fall movement, normal hit chance, that's completely normal. Crouch, half of everything. Prone, no height, low movement, high hit chance. I think we should be negative. Yeah, I definitely am negative. I definitely need to negative the hit chance instead of positive. These can stack positions. These can stack. They should have things. They should have things. Why don't they have things? These can stack. Resting depends on cover. No movement. Very high hit chance. Hold. Yeah. Okay, let's read this. Save one AP or one. Okay, save -1 AP, -1 level link to spend the next turn. They do stack, but when you run out of 0 L, when you run out of LL, you will lose all stacked AP. And this is the only way you can, well, without other moves, of course. Without using a move, of course. This is the only way to transition your AP to another. Well, this is the only way to, without using a move, because it actually. What is this? It's not a move either. It's a weird thing. Okay, I guess it is a move though, because everything's moved over to core moves. So in this move, now you have to use a core move to get this though. You have to use switch, which is -1 AP, and then you go hold. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I gotta figure that out later. But anyway, this says unchanged. It hasn't really been needed to change. Added light level, pitch 5. Normally lower all ranges to 0. Dark, normally half all ranges. Light, normally is normal. I did not think about that when I was writing that. I just wrote it. Temperature, comfortable, no effects. Uncomfortable, -3 AP. Dangerous, -3 AP. Treat half of successes as failures. Deadly, -3 AP. Treat half Successes as failures, negative 5 health total. What's basically you're on half health. No, I'm going to actually flat out say half health. Half health total, because you might have more health than that. You might have more strength, but no, in the cold you don't. Or not in the freezing, not in space, not in, like, you get the idea. Not Mercury. Like, you get that. You get the idea. Which this is how I want to do. Which this is a better way of doing the whole travel thing. I tried doing travel with actual terrain, but it wasn't gonna work. There's just not enough effects to actually make sense. And it's better just to have this very insanely generic generalities and just put it on location like, oh, you're traveling across flat ground, this is it, open terrain, you know, that kind of thing. Actually, let's go look at, let's maybe actually write something. I mean, we kind of did it a few seconds ago, but anyway. Yeah, another thing I need to do is completely rework all my pre-made stuff, because they are very broken right now. And that's why I haven't been doing gameplay. That's why I've been doing gameplay of this, because I've been working on this. Hence why I'm making this video talking about what I'm working on, what I'm actually doing with this. But yeah, it's nuts. Where in the world is travel? Yes, shortcuts are facilities. I also have food now. Staple foods, good foods, great foods. Want to get cost 1 XP per piece, get 1 level link, and that's pretty much how it is. Increases by 1 every single time. But yeah, that's all that matters. That's all that you need because of how I lower costs so much. Rations cost 3 level links to get 100 EXP of rations. Yeah, because it's for your party. Oh, that needs to be peace because that makes more sense. Because it shouldn't be strictly for characters. It really should. No, well, you know this to be weird. Everyone does. Probably one of you. By the way, cost 10 per 4 piece for 1 week and get 1 item. Items don't exist, by the way. Items are basically single-use move containers. And using language, I build up over the thing. That was an odd place to see. And then it goes up 10 per star. Speeds, I still really need to work on speeds. I'm trying to be realistic, but it's kind of hard. And then here's Stream Modifiers haven't changed a lot, really much. But yeah, dense, flat, road, developed, deep, impassable. Nothing much here. Yeah, this is going to be pretty much the same. Oh, another thing I did. If you watch my Deviant Art, you might have seen this already. Yeah, I started adding the first story. There's going to be 3. One is this story, which is a more unique thing. The more unique thing that's basically just meant for Trium. In itself. A second one is do I even need the second story now? I really don't. Second setting now. I really don't because I have this one. But the other setting is basically got these big civilizations on each continent, and then they go fight over a middle continent because it's Renaissance, of course. Oh, well, it's Renaissance in the later periods. I mean, I guess with that one, you'll have more civilization growth instead of having. You'll have more unique civilizations to work off of, and more unique regions to work off of. Whereas Gemstone, whereas the Gemstone conflict area and the Gemstone coast is more. It's more. It's more. It is more one to be played with. Like, you're playing Trium, you need a setting. We're going to the Gemstone coast. Get on a boat, and we head there, and then you're there. Whereas the other setting is more like you play in it more. Like, that's the setting you start in, and then you can go off screen. You can go off the main continents, and then go to another continent, which is the rest of RPG land, or rest of fantasy land, as I think as D&D players call it, like just generic fantasy land. And you go off on your adventures once you're done with like the 7 continent area, or 7 large island in this case. And then the third one that's more close to my heart that I don't know how to actually do in the book, which I only really need Gemstone Coast as the default, but I definitely want to have the second one, and for the one from the novel series I've been working on, a novel trilogy, probably firmly a trilogy, or firmly a saga, the Libertas Publica timeline, Libertas Publica setting, and that's basically what if the Roman Republic survived, but basically separated from the Roman Empire. Roman Empire ran its course, whereas the Roman Republic came back a few years later, and then started suppressing the European technology, and now wants to conquer them or liberate them from being a monotheist that's opposed to their monotheism. Which not really done in fiction very much. You usually have the monotheists versus the pagans, but now they're both monotheists who are supposedly worshiping the same god, but definitely not. And yeah, it's an interesting. And the Libertas Publicans, the Roman Republicans that kind of left. Yeah, I guess they did leave. I wanted them to keep Rome, but it's just not going to work. So they left, and then left the continent, hanged out in Ireland for a while, and then left and that's like their outpost in Ireland, because Ireland was the Wild West there for a while, and then they left to go to the Americas, which are not called the Americas anymore because they are not Spanish. So yeah, and actually based on, because that sounds a lot better than what I was originally doing for the novel. What's originally my novel, but yeah, and now they use Ireland as this like frontier outpost in there, really reverse way, as this frontier outpost to go fight go make sure the Europeans don't make too much technology, and don't, like guns, powder, for example, such. And the publicans are, and the Libertas Publicans are using, right at the time of the first story, they have rifled, breech loading rifles, single shot rifles now. And by the end of the story, they might even. And then by the end of the third book, I want them to have tanks. At least Da Vinci tanks, but definitely tanks. And I might do that in the first book too. Just, yeah. Like, the first book is the years going up to the invasion, the second book is the invasion, and the third invasion, and then the third book is finally doing the thing, finally defeating this monotheist, defeating the monotheists that are not, their monotheism, and, yeah. And then basically just one big epic battle, and then aftermath. Yeah, I could probably just fit it in one book, just one really big book. But anyway. So yeah, and this is the Gemstone Coast, by the way. As you can see, I'm now putting art in the story, or art in the Arbitrium. So now there's art and Arbitrium. That's pretty big. So now there's art in Arbitrium, and now I'm gonna probably do real pictures for stuff like explaining how roles work and everything. But the thing is, I really, 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 really like my format. I like my format that I made. It actually looks really nice and is really functional. I don't want to gussy it up with just random things on the page to make it look professional. Make it look interesting. I want to have pictures, like I got dice for it. I don't know if I show this in the unboxing, yeah, I think I show this in the unboxing video. I definitely show this in the unboxing video. But I now have dice for it, so I can take pictures of. So I can take pictures showing the dice and showing the things in action and tutorial. Mainly it's for the tutorial. The rest of the book you don't need it except for pictures of the map and maybe big characters, but probably not. But yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to cover in this video. It still took 37 minutes. Just basically, I'm working on it, and it's going to be a while until there's more gameplay. Because this is just all broken. All of the pre-made stuff is broken, so I can't make gameplay. I can, however, because the Mocans work. Because the Mocans work, I can actually use. Because the Mocans work, I can make RPG shows. Just so that's technically gameplay. I can make gameplay of the RPG part, but that combat's gonna be really weird. But at least I can make gameplay of the RPG part. At least I can make, at the very least I can make characters, because I'm going to need to make characters in order to redo the thing. But anyway, might as well just look at this. So yeah, that'll be the first video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you watching on this video. What's me? If you can check out the rest of the stuff in the description below, such as the Face Sports channel, which of course Face Sports channel is by watching these videos and get your content and producing by sharing with friends on this step. Alright, first video, yeah, let me know, actually, I probably should post this. I didn't want to. I want to wait till I actually get the characters filled out. Yeah, I want to wait till I get the characters filled out and this Fictional is working with the new system. Because this is very broken right now. It's very, 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 I broke it a lot. I mean, that's the thing, like, why I never wanted to write the tutorial, or the reason why I still don't have table of contents, because write this, you're gonna have to mess with it every like 5 seconds, because pages are going to constantly change. I haven't figured out. I made one which I wouldn't want to do anyway. So yeah, and then there's still like stuff like this missing. Like there needs to be a whole thing here describing core systems. Because I couldn't fit it on. I can fit it on this page, but it'll be odd because it's not wording core moves. It's its own thing. It's describing this chapter. I use quotation marks because I don't use chapters that much. And then going on to section 2. It's part of the first section. It's like the mid part of first section. In the main part of first section. But yeah. I have been working on this bit though, the introduction. Also because I got a complaint last time of this not back cover, because my guy, one of my playtesters was like, does it just like, is there more? Because he was looking at this page and was like, is there more? And I pointed to it, I'm like, no, there isn't. That's just the back. I thought it was gonna be worse than I thought. I really messed up printing it, but no, he didn't think there's a back because there isn't a back. So yeah, I got this now. This is describing the things, and then eventually in the future I'm going to have like how self-publishing works is your covers are on one page. So this wouldn't even be the back cover. I wouldn't have this. I would have some message from the author. Actually, I want a special thanks here. I always put message from the author up. Message from the authors are supposed to go on the front, I think, is whatever the opposite I did in Life and War. Yeah. Message from authors go up front in normal books, but for me that makes absolutely no sense because why would anyone care about you? Why would anyone care about reading your message up front? They want the content first, you fool. So you put it in the bottom so when people read the book and then they're like, oh yeah, this guy's awesome, then they read what you have to say about the experience of writing the book or whatever. So yeah, I always put the message from the author last with the special thanks. And I still don't know the scale of this map. It is 300 pixels by 300 pixels, but I don't know the scale of what I want to go with. Maybe I'm sure I even have one. I mean, I definitely need to have one. Maybe 1 pixel is 100 meters, or no, 1 pixel is 1 pixel 1 kilometer, so 300. So 300 pixels is 300 kilometers. Does that look reasonable to you? I don't think it does. Oh. So 1 pixel is 1,000 kilometers. And then this what's interesting, they're too big. Because they're 4 pixels wide. I gotta think about that. I really gotta think about that. Descriptions of all the factions in the Gemstone region. And then I'm still struggling making the adventure, so that's why I haven't done the other ones. I need at least have pages for them. So at least got something down, but I'm still working on that. I'm still working on a lot. This game is very in beta, or it's very in alpha. Still, I mean, it's quickly moving into beta. It's just not moving fast enough because it's still been like a year since I started my journey to getting into beta. So yeah. Oh, alright, that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. And thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second.